Right, so I'll start again. Welcome everyone for PARO's Wednesday webinars, all about PARO peer lending circles. Today's information session is about um, an overview of what PARO circles are, um, how you can get started with one, and what the benefits is of each of being part of a circle. So uh, the purpose of this is to give you an overview and with the hopes that you are already working with someone at PARO, like a business counselor and a growth advisor, to assist you in registering to become a PARO client and to support you through the process, whether you are joining a formed circle or you're forming your own circle. The process is here for you, and this is an overview. If you are looking for members, there is a monthly Circle Up event with the purpose of networking to meet other women. And you also have your counselor for this support. So just a little bit about PARO. PARO is a registered non-for-profit charity started and founded in 1991 with the purpose of women helping women. PARO means I am ready. And so women who come to PARO are ready to move to the next level, to improve their careers, to improve their livelihoods, to start their businesses, and to grow them as well. And also to increase and grow your networks professionally and personally. Um, so PARO founded with the purpose of women helping women and based on the findings that women, we are different when it comes to running a business, starting a business and growing it. We are more social in essence, and we like to be connected to other women, to other like-minded women. With that in mind, the program was born so that you have the appropriate supports to access and learn the skills that are required to run an enterprise, to not only start it, but to grow it to the level that you have imagined and also levels that you have never imagined. To receive the peer mentorship that comes within being a part of a circle group and to be connected with other like-minded women that have the same idea in mind to prosper, to share and to grow together, and to be financially self-reliant in your communities, to support your own livelihoods and your families. So the peer lending circles provide all of that as well as seed financing so that you can launch or grow your enterprises. The PARO Circle program is a program within PARO. And so the groups are called circles. And the circles are, in essence, an extension of PARO. So you form your circle, you give your name, and we'll go through the process of how to form your circle and what it entails. But in essence, you are part of PARO and representing PARO, and therefore we encourage all circle members to live the values and the mandate of PARO with cooperation, taking ownership, being responsible for your role in the circle, and providing that support, peer mentorship support to your peers in that circle and also in the circle network. To be simple and simplify the steps and the processes that are within the peer lending circles. And so, and it's also with the idea of women helping women. You support each other and you give support and you receive support, and you support PARO as a whole, and PARO supports you in turn. So the circles are small groups of women, a minimum of 4, um, including yourself. So it is self-selected. So you can decide who you want to have in your group. And so you can have aunts and cousins, you can have business partners, you can have anyone in the community, not necessarily a circle member, doesn't have to have a business. You can have a business, be thinking out of a business, or not be interested in having a business at all and still become a PARO Circle member. Um, and so it is with the idea of helping each other. You approve your own funding applications, you support each other, and circles meet once a month. They are required to stay connected in terms of supporting each other. So we require that you meet once a month and create that connectivity with each other. So circles, peer lending circles are small groups of women who meet once a month, are self-selected, and the women themselves are 18 years old or more. They either have a business or not. So an official circle formed and approved with everything, it has a minimum of 4 women, and you can have up to 7 women in that circle. Each woman who is in that circle has an approved membership and has a paid membership as well. There is a $20 fee, annual membership fee to belong to the circle. You have an assigned PARO counselor or advisor working with you to support you in the group. You have completed the formation documents and resources. Each circle has a bank account in the circle's name, and this account is to prevent emergencies to prevent loan defaults. At least 2 of the members are the treasurers or the account holders of that account. So the account is in the circle's name and it has 2 authorities representing that account with access. And that's 2 of you in your circle. The circle is matched with a local lender. And this is in terms of the funding that comes through the circles. The loans come from community partners and the grants come from either our funder FedNor or from PARO. And the grants coming from PARO are donations or profits, because it's a non-for-profit social enterprise. It's giving back to the community in each way that we make a profit with the events and with the memberships. And all members in the group are committed to live, committed to meet monthly and to live the PARO values. So the PARO Circles network is about 200 plus circles right now and in over 170 communities across Ontario. You can have members in your circle from anywhere in Ontario. You can have a member who is from Thunder Bay, from Toronto, from Sudbury, from Kenora, from Sault Ste. Marie, anywhere. You can have a very hybrid type of circle. The meetings obviously will look a little different. You might be meeting a lot virtually, or you might only be meeting via a communications chat or FaceTime, maybe even doing annual or quarterly trips to meet with each other. It really is up to you how you want to form your circle. If you want to always meet in person and have that support in person, you want to select women that are within your same community and are able to attend the in-person meetings. If you are anywhere in the GTA or Ottawa, you need to have at least someone else who is in the same location as you in order to form your circle. And that's the only requirement. So anywhere from Ontario, except if you have one person in anywhere in the GTA or Ottawa, you must have another one with the same proximity. Two in Ottawa or two in the GTA who are willing to go into the same branch to open your emergency fund. Okay. So PARO Circle members have various benefits and some that are specific to you. You have access to the micro loans that come through the circle, an opportunity to build your credit as you're building your networks, to share your story as a circle member, as a circle success story, to have a unique mastermind group created and designed by yourself with the assistance of mentors and counselors here at PARO, and to receive special reduced rates for PARO events and networking gatherings, and also to get first steps and any speaking and promotional opportunities. Sometimes we have circle panels um, and speaking opportunities, and we think of our circle members first to offer that. And the reason is because you get marketing opportunities through that. So we promote you as a member, but we highlight your business, your circle members, and their businesses as well. So how do you become a PARO Circle member? There are two ways that you can form your group and you become one. One is to join an existing circle, and then the other is to form your own group. The most popular way is to form your own group because this is where you get the ownership to select the women you want in your group. Where, how many, obviously at least four, but depending on the skills, you can have women that are very industry focused. So if you are a nail technician, you can maybe focus to women who are doing also nails or women who are not doing anything similar to you so that you're able to grow and learn from another industry. Maybe all of you produce foods, but maybe there are different types of food. So one does catering, one grows the food, the other one packages the food. So it's different levels that are in the industry, and you can diversify your circle as much as you want. So you decide and control what you want and how you want to form your circle. The other way is to join an existing circle. So this is when you have done your networking and have met with women that are already established as circles, as circle members, and you would network with them and gain their approval to join their circle. So this sometimes can be done through PARO and we can connect you with them. But the easier way is for you to have that opportunity to come to the events, network with existing circle members, and get to know them and ask them if they are looking to grow their circles. And if they are, then you can network with them and inquire to join their circle. Um, they do have the option to say no, and they're not required to accept you as their member. So it does take some time to network and get your own group. But sometimes, it happens that you are in a networking event and you head it off with one of the members and they introduce you to the circle and you bring some skills that are very unique to the group and also enhancing to the group. So they welcome you. And I've had many, I'm actually working with 3 right now who are joining existing circles who I've never met, but they've met with each other. They found each other in the chambers of commerce, local clubs, and local organizations. And by attending the PARO events and networking and asking questions and telling them, I'm looking to join a circle. Are you a circle member? If you are, then you can start asking questions and in a way pitching who you are and what you bring to the table and what they can offer as well, because you want to have a clarity of why you want to join a circle. Um, and so these are the two forms. And so I'm going to go in detail on how to form your own circle, and then just a little overview on joining the existing circle. So forming your own. It undertakes the process by inviting 3 other women, or up to 6. This is keeping in mind that you are the 4th person in the circle. So step 1 is to network and select the women that you want to have in your circle. Um, you have networked, you already, you is someone in your clubs, in your business, maybe is your business partner. You can have your business partner if your business is a partnership. You can both be in the same circle and also gather 2 other women to join you. So that is step 1. And actually going a little bit, taking a step back from step 1, it's really working with a counselor here at PARO, registering and doing the intake so that you are ready to complete all the forms and all the meetings that are required in forming your circle. And you can have a connection with your PARO counselor so that she is aware that you're looking for members. And what we do is connect you as we get more clients who are looking to form circles, but they don't know many people. And so we connect them with each other as they come. And they would meet with each other and decide that, okay, yeah, sure, we can be part of a group. Let's see who else is out there to join us. So yeah, step 1 is really to gather the women. Second is to choose a name. Once you have all the women required, is to choose a name for your circle. And this is kind of fun because you can either do it on your own, or you can do it together with your counselor. And sometimes I join the meetings and we do a brainstorming session and we come up with a really cool names and decide together what we're going to name ourselves. Once the name is selected, then one of the circle members will submit a name request. And this is to make sure that there's no duplication of the name. That name goes to PARO and they review it and make sure that is unique. It hasn't been done before. And once it's done, then the circle coordinator will send all of the documents and next steps that you will need to proceed. And those are going to come very soon. So the next step after sending the name request is receiving the email with the 2 forms that you must complete and also attending a formation meeting. In the formation meeting, you will be reviewing the PARO Circle bylaws. It's a fillable template. So you're not coming up with bylaws. It's already been outlined, the bylaws. And the bylaws are guidelines as to how the circle is to operate and behave with each other, where the bank account is going to be, who the 2 treasurers are, um, how are the meetings going to be conducted, and so on and so forth. And then the other one is an agreement form. There's 8 questions that you would read over, agree to it, discuss, and then sign the form. For any signature that you are needing during the process, there is electronic signature collection that you can always use with PARO. Once you complete that meeting and both documents are done, then each individual member who is joining will do the membership online. And this is through the PARO portal, PARO client portal. This is why you need to have be registered and have the intake complete. Once you do that, then you have a login to the PARO portal, client portal, and then through that portal, you're able to access all the forms, to send the name request, and to send the membership request. And each member pays an annual membership fee of $20. And this can be done online with credit card. You can do an e-transfer, or you can do a check by sending it to PARO office. Once each member has completed their requirements, the complete forms and documents are sent to PARO Circle coordinator, and this is done either by someone in the circle or by the counselor to circles@paro.ca. Intakes are done the 15th of the month. So if you're interested in being approved as a circle, you want to make sure that at the beginning of the month, you have everything complete. You start working on the bylaws, on the agreement forms, and have everyone complete their membership requests, as well as the fees, so that by the 15th, you're able to have that complete, and then it's submitted for board approval. Once it's submitted and received approval, then you will receive an official email with a letter of approval and the next steps, which are to complete your bank account. And that it would be either to complete the opening documents, or just going into selecting your own account wherever you choose. So for circle members who's are located in Ottawa or anywhere in the GTA, your account has to be open with Alterna Savings Credit Union. And all of this is part of the process, so you don't have to go ahead and do that. You would first submit the name, then the documents, gain approval, and then you will be contacted and connected with the branch, and they will contact you to make the appointment. And then going into opening your account. The next step is to now officially having all your approvals complete and your account complete, is to host your official circle meeting. And at that meeting, you can select who will be the first group to go for applications to gain the funding. So only half the members in the group can access the funding right away. After 5 months of being an established circle, then the other two or the other half can access the funding as well, even if the previous group hasn't paid off their first stage loans yet. So say, for example, that you submitted for approval in January 15th and you were approved in January, say 20th, your first month of approval is January. So then you count as January, February, March, April. By May is your 5th month. By May, the other half can have access, is eligible to access the funding as well. Okay, so that was the process of forming your own circle. You select women that you want in your circle. Give yourselves a name. Submit the name request. Have a meeting with your counselor so that you complete the formation documents. Submit all those documents to the circle coordinator. Each individual member do their membership fee and their membership form. Gain the approval from PARO board. Open your bank account and have your first meeting. And then you start accessing the funding, half of your members. So the other way that you can join or become a PARO Circle member is by joining is by joining, sorry, you know what? So this is a summary, and then that checklist that goes to the board. I'll come back to the e-fund in a moment. But the second way is to join the existing circle. In the existing circle, you would network to find a circle that is accepting new members, or ask your counselor to connect you with circles that are looking for It's a bit challenging though. So, but it takes time, but it's definitely worth it because then you don't have to complete the forms and go through that process. Whichever way is easier for you. So you network to find a circle that is taking members, gain their approval, tell your counselor that you've been approved by a circle, and then the circle members are to send an email to the circle coordinator letting us know that they have approved you. But if it's you who contact the circle coordinator, then she will reach out to the existing circle to ensure that the approval have been given and granted. So once the approval is confirmed, then instructions on how to complete the membership and the payment is sent to you. And you can start accessing the funding depending if it's a new circle and they have already gone through their first cohort of applicants. Or if it's an established circle, then you're able to access the funding right away. Okay, so the emergency fund is the bank account that you have to open with the circle. And this account is strictly for the purpose of holding funds in reserve so that you can use them at a later date to prevent loan defaults and only for emergencies. And this is the responsibility of the entire circle to come up with money for that in that account. And also mainly of the applicant who's applying for the funding at that time. So there must be one minimum payment of the circle loan monthly payment in the account in order for that applicant to be approved. And I'll go through the funding stages and we'll give that example in that moment. So any questions with regards to the circle formation process before we move to the loans? I don't see anything in the chat, so I'm just gonna move on to make things short and sweet. So peer-to-peer lending loan, circle loans. There are small business loans and they're peer approved. All the members that are in your group are required and encouraged to approve your application, and you are encouraged and required to approve their application. It offers you the control and ownership of the loan process and repayment. So you can decide when you want to apply for the loans, for the funding. You don't have to apply right away. We have circles that have been in existence for years and they haven't once yet accessed their funding. And the repayment process is that you can decide when to pay the loan, with exception of the first stage. First stage, you must wait at least 5 consecutive payments before paying it in full. And also encourages peer support because they are to review your application and to sign approval of the application, as well community participation because the lender of the loan is a community partner and is usually a community futures development corporation or Alterna Savings Credit Union. So for the loan, for the grant, you must be meet the eligibility of being an active circle member and approved. Active circle member means you have your membership fee paid. And you must be a women-owned business enterprise, and so have at least 51% ownership of the business. Have a peer approval to apply, so you need to have the signature of your circle members. You obviously can complete the form um, have it reviewed and feedback with the circle coordinator or your counselor. And then once it's final and you're satisfied with its completion and requirements, you can send it over to gain approval and signature of your applicants, of your members, sorry. And you must meet the grant criteria of either um, having your after income tax low income be at or lower than the income cutoff of your community. And it's usually about 31,000 per year. If your business is not making above 31,000, um, you are meeting that requirement. The other is either that you're currently unemployed or will become unemployed in the future, in the near future, and you need this grant and financing for your enterprise. So near future could be next week, a month, a year. And this usually means that you are working on your business as well. You have a full-time or a part-time job, and it's either contract or, um, you know, not secure in a way that you could lose at any time. So, and the third is that you have a condition or a disability that will limit your employability or the way in which you perform your business. And therefore, you need this assistance to expand, start, or grow. For the first criteria, also, the income referred here is only to the business that you're applying for. So it does not include if you have two businesses, if you have a part-time job or a full-time job, or if your spouse is making a salary or an income either. This is only to the income of the business that you're applying for. So the circle has 4 stages of funding, and they're accessed in a consecutive order and have to be paid off before accessing the next one. The funds and reserves have to be in the amount of the payment amount for the emergency fund. And so stages 1 and 2 are the only ones that have a grant. And those 2 stages are a once in a lifetime access only. Once you access them, you cannot access them again. And this is given to the woman to use in her business, not to the business. So I apply on behalf of my business and I give the money to you. I get the money to use in my business. Whether I start a new circle or I move to another circle, or I use the money in my first business and now I have another business, it does only qualify for a one-time only access. So the first stage is a 1,000. Half of that is a grant, and the other 500 is a loan. You pay that loan for 9 months term at a minimum of $60 a month. The rate is determined by the lender, but it will never be more than 10%. And so with the emergency fund, if you remember, you need to have a one minimum payment in that account. So if you're applying for stage 1, you will contribute $60 to the circle account and provide a statement of that account along with your application as part of your application, so that because this is used as a collateral of your loan. If you're running into financial issues and you're not able to make a loan payment monthly for any of the 9 months, then you're able to access these funds that you have placed and reserved. And you can put more if you like in there. So that is the first stage. For the first stage, you have to make 5 consecutive payments before being eligible to pay in full. So you wait 5 months after receiving the money, and you can pay it off after that, and you can start accessing stage 2, which is a $1,000 loan and a $1,000 grant. The loan you paid over 9 months at $120 per month. and the rate is the same depending on the lender, 10% or less. Um, you will want to contribute again another $60 to the emergency fund, provide everything that is required for the checklist. And for stage 2, you can pay it as early as next week. So you have control over the repayment in this option. For stage 3, it's a $3,000 loan. There is no grant for stage 3, it's only a loan, and is paid over 27 months. This 27 months, it has a payment of 120. The rate is determined by the lender again. And you can pay it off as soon as you like. Fourth stage is a $5,000 loan, and it's paid over 27 months at 220 a month. And rate determined by the lender, and you can pay it as soon as you like, or you're able to. So this is just the funding. I'll go through a timeline, actually a checklist of what a complete funding application looks like, what you need to have in order to be passed for board revision. So the application form is number 1, and that's the one that your members will sign. Signature collection is available electronically. If you let PARO know, we can assist you with that. You will contribute the 1 minimum payment of that loan payment to the e-fund and provide a statement of that account. For each application, there is a cash flow projection to do. For stages 1 and 2 is a 1-year projection. For stages 2, 3, and 4 is a 3-year projection. We are here to support you on that. We have Zoom calls with you one-on-one to complete the cash flow with you together and to mentor you on that. The next thing is to have all your members updated with their Circle membership fee, including the applicant. There is a $10 loan application fee for each time you apply, and this is to process the just a loan application processing fee. If you are with the Alterna, basically in Toronto, GTA, anywhere in Ottawa, you will complete a consent form and be able and required to open an individual or business account with Alterna in order to receive the funding in that account. If you're not anywhere in there, then you provide a void check or a direct deposit form. This is to receive the funding and for the loan payment to be withdrawn from automatically. So a complete loan application has the application form signed, a statement of your bank account with the amount and balance in current month, the cash flow, a balance and accurate, all members with your fee paid, a paid loan application fee, and a banking information for the direct deposit and loan payment. To start applying for the funding, you can begin at the beginning of the month. There's always the 15th of the month is the last day of intake that you can say, is in essence, put your name in the hat to be passed for the approvals. So the beginning of the month, you want to contact your PARO person, start working on the application if you or contact me, the Circle coordinator, to get the forms. And this is a loan application request. You're saying this is Nefri, I'm with Circle X, and I want to apply for my Circle funding. And you will receive the documents that you need to complete, which is the application form and the cash flow, and then the details of what else you need to do, and an opportunity to book an appointment for a one-on-one call mentorship to complete the documents together. By the 15th of the month, you want to have all the documents complete and ready to go. By the 20th to the 25th, the board will review and ratify the decisions that have been made by the circle members. And on the 25th to the 30th, you will receive notification of approval. And then that is some grace period in which um, the loan agreements will be drafted and approval forms, and we'll contact the lender to get some details and some admin in the background. If you're in the Ottawa or GTA region, then you're able, after the approval, you will be required to open your individual bank account, and that bank account can be opened online. You will need to wait for the approval, as you will receive a code with which you need to open that account with. Once the account and all the documents are done by the board and approved and signed, um, you will be contacted by the lender to sign further documents of withdraw of dispersal of the funds, and then receive the funding directly into your provided bank account. Most likely you will receive the loan from the lender, except with those except for those with Alterna Savings Credit Union, you will receive both the grant and the loan. And the grant will be coming from PARO. For those in Northern Ontario, the grant will be received after you submit proof of payment and purchase receipts. So those in Ottawa and GTA, Renfrew, um, no worries, you will get the grant right away after signing the documents. For those in Northern Ontario, you do have to provide proof of purchase receipts and payments before you can receive the grant. So most likely you'll receive the loan first from the lender. You can use that to purchase what you intended to purchase, and then submit the receipts to receive the grant. And this is all explained to you step by step when you are in the application process. And you can always send me an email for your questions whenever you're ready. We can have a pre-call. We can have a call just completing the application and going through the process. That usually takes about 30 to an hour to go through. So the complete checklist is already done. So we reviewed the formation process from start to an end of a circle, from getting your registration at My PARO Path, working with a counselor, looking for the other women to join you, selecting a name, submitting, getting the approval, completing the documents, gaining the approval of your circle, and opening the bank account and having your first meeting. We reviewed also the application process of the funding. You want to start at the beginning of the month, complete the application form. You can work with your counselor or PARO coordinator, circle coordinator, sorry. You do the cash flow. You have a $10 loan application fee. Everyone in the circle has their membership fee paid. You provide banking information for the deposit or have to open an account for that. And provide consent form. And then you submit for approval, sign the loan agreements, receive the loan, make any necessary purchase you have, and then enjoy the process. So each forming the circle is in its own process. The loan application and its own process and application documents, and it can be done at any time, in your own time, at your own selection, whenever you want. You don't have to access the funding right away. And we mentioned that stage 1 and stage 2 are one-time access only, and is given to the woman to use in the business. So now that you're here, is for you to get in touch with your business counselor and letting them know that you want to get started with a circle, attend the networking circles event that are happening the end of the month. You can look up on the website to see when the next one is. They're usually the last Thursday of the month that you can go and network, and they're held on virtually at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time via Zoom. There is a Facebook page called Circle Up. You can take a look at that, or ask your counselor to connect you with that group so that you can advertise what you're looking for in that group. And that is essentially for circle members to, or for women to go into to say, hey, I'm looking for for a group who has these qualities and is in this region, and I'm this person and I have this business and this is what I can offer to the business, to the group. And really network, and get to know as many women and talk to as many women as you need to. So that is all that is regarding to PARO circles. Here are some circles who have been established and have won the PARO Circle Awards, as well have done really excellent in the community for themselves. You can contact the PARO head office at info@paro.ca at any time with your questions with regards to PARO, or you can contact me, Circles Coordinator, at circles@paro.ca for any circle related question. So let's take up some questions that you may have. You can unmute yourself as well if you like, and we can take up the questions. If not, we can leave it short and sweet, and you can watch the recording and start working with your business counselors.